Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Kevin Wanklin, and I'll be your instructor this semester for Thermodynamics 1, ME 513, in this very interesting semester that we are going to have in front of us. Today's the goal for the lecture here is to go over the class policies and get you kind of understanding what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. Most lectures are going to be like this. They're going to have a small little video of me on the side, and then a bigger area on the front area over here for me to, or is it this way? No, it's this way, for me to write my notes for you to see, and these will be released every day. So let's talk about that first of all. How is this class going to work, and is there homework today? And the answer is yes, there's going to be some homework today. So what this class is going to do is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to put out a lecture. And the lecture is going to be in short 10 to 15 minute video segments. And in Canvas, I'm going to put these into a quiz. So the quiz will have a little video, and then it will have a question after every little video. Okay, so I'll try to get today, I'm trying to get 5 little sections here. There's going to be a question after every one of those little sections. Now the point of this is to break up the day, break up the lecture, and then make sure you watch that content by asking you a question. And what I'm going to try to do is make that answer to that question be directly inside the content of that video lecture, or we're going to start solving a problem, and you will finish solving that problem on your own. Okay, so that's what we're going to try to do. Now, let's just say that you can't watch the lecture on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to, just to let you know, I'm going to release these lectures at 2 o'clock a.m. and they're going to be available until 11:59 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So lots of time during that day to watch it. But let's just say you wanted to watch that content later. The quiz is going to be closed. Well, there's going to be a link for all the lectures are going to be available, so you can watch them anytime you want to. You can show them to friends, you can entertain family, however you want to do that with those video lectures. Okay? Now, the main point here is to keep you on schedule. What I got feedback from students is they hated that I had to keep that they had to watch the video in a certain time period, but they did like the scheduling aspect of that, and that's what I'm going to try to do and keep up with that. So there's overall positive regards about this way of going about providing these lecture. Now I'm doing it this way because I want everybody to have the same content experience. I don't want to have certain people get this lecture in person and certain people to get this lecture online. I want everybody to get the lecture material online, same content. Then what we're going to do is have in-class sessions, and they're optional, in-class sessions where we're going to go over and answer questions based upon the lecture. So if I lecture on Monday, the material for Monday's lecture will be talked about in class, in person on Wednesday. Wednesdays will be in person in class on Friday. Fridays in person in class on Monday. And that way we can really get in and explore those ideas much better. Now, let's just say you're not scheduled to come to class on that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll post that material on K-State Online, on Canvas, so that you can view that material and keep caught up with us. Now, the way I'm looking at this is a 3 credit hour class, and the rule of thumb is that for every 1 hour that you're in class, you should have 3 hours outside of class that you're doing homework and preparing for class. I'm hoping that these in-class sessions can act as one of those hours, okay? I don't want to make it feel like you're doing more work. I want to feel like we're actually flipping things and you're doing some of that work that you would normally do at home. You can do that in person for those of you that are available. So I don't want it to feel like there's an extra content that you have to watch. I think that you could take this class without coming in person or viewing any of the in-person and be completely successful. In fact, that's how I've done it many of the semesters. This in-person is just to help go over problems, and I might go over some homework problems and help you understand that. That's what my idea is. Now, what do I do about muddiest points? So I talk about muddiest points are inside of a lecture, you might say, man, I don't understand this. Man, I don't know what to do. I just don't understand what Dr. Wanklin's saying. I want you to text me those questions. I want you to email me those muddiest points, and I will make certain that I go over those either in the video lecture or in the in-person section so that you can understand those ideas better. Usually what we do is just raise up our hands and do that, but we can't do that in this online experience. Okay? Now, I want to go over the face covering policy because this is very important. You must have a face covering to come to class. So here's my mask, how you're going to see me in class. I'm going to look like this. See, there we go. Looking good. I'm going to have to enunciate more. I'm going to have to talk a little bit more louder because I'm going to be muffled a bit. But you're going to be required to wear face covering. So if you want to get my attention, you're going to have to, raise that hand. You're going to have to do more to get my attention. Even though we're sitting six feet away from each other, we have to wear our face coverings. Now, for me as an instructor, what I'm allowed to do when I'm lecturing, if I can stay 10 feet away from you, I can wear this sexy thing here. This is a face shield. Look at this. I can wear this face shield and lecture to you, which is going to be awesome. So that's what I'm going to wear when I'm lecturing in person. Now let's see if I can get to here. I want to show you. Oops. We'll minimize this. By the way, all my lectures are not canned. I'm going to do them about the day before. I didn't do lectures over the summer, or I'm not going to regurgitate lectures from last spring. I'm going to give you some fresh lectures. And that means I'm going to give it to you kind of like I would in class. If there's some mistakes I make or little hitches, I'm not going to go back and re-edit them to make them perfect. I want you to see something real. I want you to feel like you're in a classroom. So that's what I am going to do here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if I can get my mouse over here, I'm using there it is, in show. I want to go here to your attendance. So here in your attendance, we can see what we're going to be having. So for the 8:30 class, my head's out of the screen now. Here, move my head here. You want to see that full bald head action. You want to see that. Okay, 8:30 class, the attendance, you can come 3 times a week. Okay, you're going to have either a Monday, Wednesday, or a Wednesday, Friday that you're going to become, or a Monday, Friday that you're going to be able to come to class. For the 12:30 class, you can come once a week. That's going to be Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Now this first week, how we're going to do it is every class this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because of all the new procedures, and you should have gotten emails to me about things. I'm going to go over the same material on Monday and Wednesday and Friday. It's going to be homework format, just kind of getting ramped up with what thermodynamics is all about. Starting next week, what's going to happen is I'm going to start then going over and answering questions about the content. Okay, so my lecture today is introductory. My lecture about the class. My lecture on Wednesday is going to be the first thermo lecture. We're going to go into chapter 1, and then Friday I'm going to talk about chapter 1 material as well. Okay, but all this week in person, I'm going to be talking about homework format and questions that you might have about this class. Now, starting next week, I am now going to, on Monday, I'm going to be covering in the help session material that we talked about on Wednesday and Friday. On Wednesday, I'm going to cover material that we talked about in our online lecture on Monday. And Friday, I'm going to cover material that we talked about in our online lecture on Wednesday. So you get the opportunity to watch the online lecture and then a day later come to class, or a class period later come to class and go over that material. Okay. One other thing to look at is this is going to be the seating arrangement. Row 1, row 2 is blank, row 3 there's going to be seats, and you can see how they're kind of staggered. I'm going to be standing up here at the podium. I would like that these 3 seats remain empty, and I think that there's seating appropriate seating that you can leave these 3 seats empty. That way I can wear that face shield and be okay with that. Okay, so a lot of new and interesting things that we're going to have to do there. We're all trying to work together on this. We want to do things in person. We want to make sure that you can get all this material covered. We hope that it all works out, but we know there's going to be some hiccups along the way. I am pretty comfortable with my teaching. You might have seen me, you might know, I've won some teaching awards in the past. This is what I love to do. I'm a teaching associate professor. I love to teach. This is new, and I'm going to make mistakes, and there's going to be some hiccups along the way. I can guarantee that. But what I want you to do is understand that this is still an experience for you. We're not trying to water things down. There's not going to be a special fall semester because you happen to have these requirements of in person and online or with a hybrid model. What we're going to do is do our best to get you the best experience you possibly can. And what my hope is that your experience here is as good, if not better, than what I would have for you in person. And that's what I'm going to work every class period to do. Okay? And if you have questions or you think that I'm not living up to that, you ask me. Okay? You tell me. You call me out on it, because that's what I want to do. I want to make this experience really fun for you. Okay? Now, what is thermodynamics about anyway? We'll talk about this more as we get going here, but the thing that you need to know is thermo is about the movement of energy. Okay, and so you dealt with thermo so many times today. If you took a hot shower, you dealt with thermo. If you're just sitting here, me sitting here, there's heat rising off my head. That's thermo. My refrigerator, that's thermo. The air conditioning in this house, that's thermo. My computer working so that there's proper heat flow in and out of that, that's thermo. A car moving because of the internal combustion engine, that's thermo. Thermo is all around us. In fact, the reason why the lights are on, the reason why you plug your computer or your laptop in and you're getting power is all because of thermo. And it's very simple. Water is being boiled. It's turning into steam. That steam is turning a turbine. It's creating energy. I believe thermo is the most wonderful class you could ever take at Kansas State University, and I hope that you feel the same way about that. The other thing you need to know about thermo is it is a comprehensive class. What we learn the very first class period, we are going to be discussing all the way up until the 40th class period. It's going to be this thing that we're going to start building this ball, and every class period we're going to add more to that ball. We're going to add more information to that ball, and you're going to have to push that ball up an incline. And the important thing here is that you can understand and be familiar with that ball and get the strength to keep pushing it. If you think, I don't worry about this right now, I'll pick it up later, what will happen is that ball will end up getting too heavy, and it will be able to roll over you and leave you in its wake. I promise you it will. I've seen it happen many semesters. But if you keep up with it, if you work to make sure you understand that material, then you're going to be fine. Okay? Not to say you're going to get an A, not to say you're going to get a B, but you're going to have the ability to do well in this class, and that's all on you. That's how we're going to do it. Okay? Now, let's look what do I have next. My part one is my philosophy about learning and teaching and learning, and we'll talk about that after the break.